right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with my man Oliver in front of this beautiful replica of the DeLorean from Back to the Future. Oliver, tell us about the work that went into this thing, because this is really detailed.
Thank you. Well, it's a lot of fun to build. We bought the DeLorean. It's a 1982 DeLorean. Bought that in 2001. And built our own replica time machine from the movie Back to the Future. Where
do you find a DeLorean in 2001? I mean, how do you go on the internet and search for it? How do you go about that?
Well, if it's not on the internet, it doesn't exist. So that's a good place to start. The wonderful thing about DeLoreans, John DeLorean designed and built the car. He built them to last for a long time. So fortunately, we have plenty of DeLoreans still around. They built around 10,000 of them in the factory in Northern Ireland, and quite a few are still around.
Now, obviously, you had to drive this here to get here. Do you get a lot of looks on the road?
I think we get our fair share of looks, yeah. It's a wonderful fun to drive, though, and it has over 230,000 miles on it, and it's traveled on its own power to 44 of the 50 states so far.
Wow. Amazing. And tell us about some of the detailed stuff, the flux capacitor. How do you get all that stuff in there?
It's a tight fit, but we made it all work. We watched the movie a lot. That's the best reference you can find. Back in 2001, when we built it, we only had the VHS, so it was a challenge. But we've been making adjustments ever since, now that the Blu-ray's out and all.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Are you a big fan of the movie yourself? Is this why you did this whole project?
Huge fan of the movie, and Michael J. Fox in particular. When they formed the Michael J. Fox Foundation for Parkinson's research, we thought that would be a perfect tie-in with the car, and it kind of gave us a purpose, a reason to have a car like this. So we brought it to the convention here in Philadelphia, and we're raising money and awareness for Team Fox, his the Roots grassroots program.
That's great. So there's an actual cause behind this. I mean, that's really great. If you could hop in this DeLorean and push it to 88 and go to any time period, where would you go?
Going to keep moving forward. Our goal is to head to the future and find a cure for Parkinson's.
We love that. Hey, you heard it here first. My man Oliver here. He's working hard. Thank you.
Thanks.
Really appreciate it. I'm here with my man Sean in front of the Scooby-Doo car, man. This takes me back to the day. Tell us about some of the work that went into this thing.
I bought it from a friend of mine who actually did graphic designs, and he's the one that did my Mystery Machine logos. All the paint work I've done myself. I replaced all the interior panels. I found some like old plexiglass shower, 70s shower stuff. Cut all that and put it in myself. Rewired the whole thing. I got blue lights on the inside, stereo, computer.
Was your friend a hippie? It looks like a hippie bus.
Yeah, he was. He actually had Frank Zappa stickers all over it. So, yeah.
So, are you a Scooby-Doo fan yourself? I mean, what inspired you to put this together?
Yeah, I'm a big Scooby fan. I mean, that's actually the first cartoon I ever remember watching as a kid. But we're paranormal investigators out in North Carolina, so when I got the van, everybody started just naturally calling it the Mystery Machine. So I was like, well, yeah, I'm gonna go with it. Went home and painted it up and got my signs done and everything, and so we actually roll up to our investigations in the Mystery Machine.
Any funny stories driving this thing around? I bet you get a lot of looks.
Or yeah, we've actually had people like block us off on the highway and jump out of their cars and try to stop us and take pictures, like rolling down I-40. I mean, it's crazy.
You gotta love it though. I mean, that can't be annoying after all the work you put into it, and you probably love that kind of thing, and it's stopping you to take pictures.
Yeah, sometimes it's cool, and then sometimes like when you gotta be somewhere, it's not cool. But yeah, we have fun with it.
Hey man, this is a great job. It looks absolutely fantastic. Really appreciate your time.
Yeah, man.
Thank you. Great stuff, man. Let's check it out. All right, I'm here with my man Steve, apparently the mastermind behind this beautiful Starsky and Hutch vehicle behind me. Steve, what can you tell me about this? I'm kind of a youngin', so I don't really know a lot about Starsky and Hutch.
Well, this is one of 3 existing cars in the world. This is one of the actual ones from the TV show in the 70s that they drove, and it was called the bucket seat car because every time they were doing stunts, this was a stunt car. Hutch would slide into Starsky all the time, so they kept complaining to the directors, and they finally put bucket seats in it. So this is what they considered the bucket seat car.
So how did you get a hold of this? I mean, this was used in the actual show. How difficult was it to get a hold of it?
Well, I'm a huge collector of Starsky and Hutch memorabilia, probably, I would think, the largest in the world. I have a website, StarskyandHutchCollectibles.com. So I have another limited edition. In 1976, they made 1,000 or so cars like this right from the factory in Chicago. I have one of them, and it was in Mustang and Ford magazine, a centerfold shot before the movie came out. So between that and my website, they contacted me to see if I would sell them that car. And I wouldn't sell them that car, but they did use it in the movie, and I sold them 2 other Torinos that I had. So I supplied them with 3 cars for the new movie with Ben Stiller and Owen Wilson. And movie Mike Walsh from California is the builder. He rebuilt the cars, put the hot motors in them. You know, the director wanted them to be able to smoke tires for 2 blocks, and that's the way he built the motors.
And do you get to drive these around yourself? I mean, it'd probably pick up a lot of girls driving around a car like that.
Believe it or not, this car is fresh out of the restoration shop. It was restored in Scranton, Pennsylvania by Mike Cianelli from Exeter Collision, and it came from the shop right to here. In fact, it's only about 90% done. So it's going back to there from here to top it off, finish everything off, you know, things like that, rebuffing everything out.
Are you kind of nervous about it maybe getting a little scratched up?
It was trailered here. So
how do you get it in here? Is there a loading dock or something? Or?
Back doors, these big doors here open up.
You drive that in yourself?
I drove it in, yeah.
I don't know if I can handle that, man.
This thing's fast. It's about 500 and some horse.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's pretty quick.
It's got a push on it, huh?
Yeah.
And hey, not a lot of room for any backseat loving going on. I guess can't really fit a lady back there.
It can happen if you want it to happen.
It could happen. If you want it to happen, it could happen.
It can happen.
Hey, my man Steve knows what's up. Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, sir. Thanks.
Woo. Here with my man Tom Felice in front of this beautiful, what is it? Is this an actual car from the actual show, or is this a replica?
No, it's a replica car.
Okay, this thing is gorgeous. What kind of work went into this thing?
A lot. It was a basket case when we picked it up, and engine was shot, transmission was slipping, the body was rotted. It was green, ugliest green you can imagine, but it's come a long way.
And how long did it take you to get it from that point to this?
About 2 years and a month or so.
And is it just you working on this, or you have a whole crew?
No, I can't stand body work. I have no patience for it. I have a guy in Williamstown, New Jersey, named Brian Miller, who did all my body work and paint for me. And usually there's a lot of sticker kits that go on the cars. Well, he painted all my graphics and my numbers on the car. Hey. I did the interior and the engine work.
I can sympathize. I can barely get my own gas, so I can only imagine putting this thing together, you know? Do you drive this around yourself? I can imagine you get a lot of looks.
We do. I have a 6-year-old son, and he absolutely loves it. We go everywhere. Every weekend we get a chance to go to a car show. We're going out to the show, and he's my trophy collector.
Oh, that's awesome. Any chance I can borrow this thing, maybe pick up a few Philly ladies?
We'll be able to work something out.
There's a little room in the back seat for some stuff back there. I want to get detailed or anything.
It's a roomy car, sure.
Hey, well, thank you, man. We really appreciate your time.
Appreciate it, absolutely.
Awesome. Check it out.